What's up, Creative Farm, and welcome to another episode on the podcast. For everything that you want to achieve in this life, there's actually what to do to get there. I think I mentioned this a little bit in the previous episode, and I want to go a little bit in depth today. What are those things that you want to do? Who do you want to become? And how are you preparing to get there? You know, lots of the times I've found that people have a very magical way of thinking. So many people think that so many things are going to happen by chance. For example, we look at people who have been successful and then we think that, they were just lucky to have got what they got. They were just probably advantaged. I find some people who feel like the people who are making it are like, hey, it's them. And then those who are not making it, or them that are not making it, it is what it is for them. It's like we are all born with luck. I don't have luck. This one has luck. No. The most important thing that I've observed is that for everything that you want to become, you need to have some particular actions in place to be able to become that particular thing that you are trying to become. Life is a very principle-driven thing, such that it's like the principle of sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, you reap. No matter how the world hates you, no matter how the ground hates you, if you sow corn into the ground must give you corn after the designated time that it's supposed to take for the corn to be produced for you. That's the same way with everything that you're trying to do. For everything you're trying to do, once you are willing and able to put in the work for that particular period that you are supposed to do it, you get the results. And that's one thing I've observed. The default disposition that everybody takes when things are not going well for them is that we either get sad, we either start to get worried, or we start to complain. And a lot of the times, not many people point back the problems that they are facing in life to themselves. So many people think that so many other things are responsible for the thing that they're not doing. It happens to me sometimes. I actually do get worried sometimes that I'm trying to do this thing and then I don't have all things in place for it. And I sometimes look at other people, maybe other friends or other people that are around my age, and then they have all these things sort of figured out, you know, that they have their own space, they have their equipment and all those things figured out. And then I look at myself that I'm not having all this and I get worried, you know. And sometimes I have the tendency of feeling like, why didn't I have this? Why didn't I come from a place where I have this? Why didn't I come from like a richer home? Very stupid way to think, you know. Sometimes when I catch myself thinking like this, I'm like, hey, stop fooling. And I come back to one position I've taken, that for everything that I want to have, for everything that I want to become, I am responsible for it. For the things that I don't even have right now, I'm responsible for it. Now, in one of the listening sessions that we had, where we were talking about achieving your New Year resolutions, and then there was a part where I made mention of the fact that if you have a goal or if you have something you are trying to work towards, you are supposed to be committed to it. You are supposed to be financially committed to it, making your financial commitments to it. So, for example, you say you want to record new songs this year. You don't really have a manager or something, and you're not also willing to save up money to record your songs. What are you doing, Babangida, what are you doing? Commitment. It will take commitment, financial commitments. Now, I realized that I've not had enough financial commitments to the things that I need to do. Like, there are times where money has come into my hands. I could have saved up some money to do it. You understand? And it's a good way to think, because when you start pointing the things that are happening in your life and the things that are not happening in your life to yourself, then you now start to have a solution. You don't start to blame people. You don't waste all your time in a prayer camp, because not everything is prayer. My pastor taught us sometime in church that they say prayer is the key. Prayer is not the key. Prayer is a key. You understand? Prayer is not the key. For everything, like I said, that you want to do, there is what to do. So then, rather than complaining about your state, rather than wishing that you were better, why not start to look out for those things that you need to do to get to where you need to get to? For example, I have observed that if I'm going to do well in this podcasting, I'm supposed to learn how to batch create. I'm supposed to learn how to edit better. I'm supposed to learn how to develop after and after. I'm supposed to learn how to be better than I was. I'm supposed to learn how to communicate better. So there are a couple of things I'm supposed to learn. Do you understand? And that just to say that if you want to become something, you have to know the things that are responsible for that thing. Aside that too, there are characters that I've observed that no matter what you want to become, especially if you want to change from one level to another, like right now for me, I'm trying to build this podcast, right? Of course, God is helping me, people are supporting me and all of those things. If I don't move, God doesn't have anywhere to pour that grace is pouring. If I don't move, the people who are supporting don't have anything to support. They'll probably have to just go and support other things. So it ultimately depends on me moving. Now, I need to have that commitment. I need to have that resilience. I need to have certain postures. For example, I can see myself right now that I'm becoming a different person. The way I approach social media has changed. The way I approach friendship has changed. The way I approach people I spend my time with has changed. The way I approach how I even think about things has changed. Right now, I have assumed more of the position of when I see something that I need to go for, I go for it. I've moved from the point of wishing. I mean, it's natural to wish, but then I don't spend my whole time wishing. For example, I don't wish I was creating content. I go and create the content. I don't wish that I was recording. I go and record either ways. You understand? So for whatever you want to do, there are attitudes that are required for it. There are characters. My pastor said again, I listen to my pastor a lot. So that one, if you hear me say my pastor said, understand that I listen to my pastor a lot. My pastor said that you don't need prophecy to know the destiny of a car without brakes. It is going to distraction. If you hear that a car without brakes had an accident, it's not surprising. Same way that if you hear that somebody was having a particular goal and they stuck with the goal, they kept moving, they were determined, they were moving, their actions were in line with it. When they get money, it goes in that area. When they get ideas, it goes in that area. Whatever they get, you see that they are trying to work in that direction. When you hear that eventually this person has become successful, it is not surprising. A lot of overnight successes actually had a lot of that overnight was very long. Bible says that what? Weeping endures for the night. That night was weepings. The whole point of today's episode is that understand that you need to do the things. It's like the things I've already said. You need to first of all know the things that will take you there. I can use content creation because yes, right now I'm doing a lot of content work, so it's something that I can easily relate to and give many examples to. Content, for example, needs you to be batching. That's one of the attitudes that you need to have. One of the characteristics you need to have. You need to be batching because if you show up a lot, you have to get time and create everything, edit everything, then you start releasing it one by one. Because if you want to upload as and when, as in today I want to upload on Friday, so Friday I record and I will not be productive. It will get overwhelming and I'll stop. Maybe you want to be rich. There's books, you cannot be rich and you don't know about money. You don't know about investing. You don't know about savings. You don't know about, all of these things. That's it, because that's also the attitude and then the character that you need to have to get to that place. The way of success is one. If you see somebody who's going to be successful, you can tell. If you see somebody that's also going to fail, you can tell. There's that thing of grace and all those things. But then see, I spoke sometime about things that are in your locus of control and things that are not in your locus of control. You don't determine whether you get grace or not. And then he giveth grace. God gives grace to even the people who are doing something. Do you understand? There are people who say that heaven helps those who help themselves. In as much as I don't agree with that statement, in context I agree with it. Because the context is that whatever you are trying to get God to help you with, you should be doing something yourself. Right now, if God wants to give me audience, it is easier because I'm already creating content. Imagine I'm praying, God, give me audience. God, I take the nations. Then I'm not creating any content. Wait, what am I presenting to the nations? If I go and tell somebody that, hi, I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast, what are they come to watch? What are they come to listen to? So the most important thing right now is that I am creating more because that is what I need to do to get to that point of success I need to get to. So understand those things. There are times I just go on YouTube and just listen to the success stories of people. And one thing I observed that a lot of them, the story is similar. For example, those who became very rich. One, they were not satisfied with where they were. Do you understand? It started with, there was that unsatisfaction in all of them. They were almost oh, whatever will be, whatever we have, yeah, but whatever we have, I will take like that. No, they were not satisfied and they wanted more. They knew there could be more and they wanted that more. That's one. The second thing was that they decided, they didn't just want more, but then they decided that they were going to get more. And now that decision caused them to take certain actions. So for some of them, they were investing. For some of them, they were saving. For some of them, they were buying businesses. They were taking those actions that they needed to get to the place that they needed to get to. I don't know what exactly you are trying to do. Like I said, I spoke about content creation because that's what I can relate with right now. I can speak about podcasts. I can speak about design. For example, if it's about design, I need to have an attitude of learning. It's one thing that I can't take away to be successful. And I need to have also dedication and commitment where I dedicate time to just go and look at trends, understand what is going on in the system. So what you can do is go online, look at these attitudes that these people have that got them to where they are right now, and you'd just start to assimilate these things and then decide and be resolute that you are going to do it. I would want this episode to be very short, so I'd like to end here. This is just something to ponder over. If you have any comments, you can leave it in the comment section. I hope that this has been helpful. I pray that May will be a very nice month because May is my month. I was born in the month of May, on the 9th day of May. So yeah, if you want to bring money, I will take. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and do well to subscribe and do well to follow the shows on Spotify and on Apple Podcast. My name is Caleb Akoto Banfo, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.